All right. Well, my name is Jake. I have a project band called Drunken Logic based in LA. And I'm going to be playing some songs for you today. I'm looking forward to it. These are all originals. I'm somebody who believes in the power of music as a political force, as a force for change. And that's in a lot of the music I've written, that I've released on the 3 albums that Drunken Logic has put out, and on a lot of the songs that are yet to be released too. You'll hear a few of those today as well. I'm going to start with one off of our most recent album. It was called The Loudness Wars. This one's called What If I Don't Grow Up? What happens when the 4 of us are in the same room and we haven't seen each other since leaving the womb? But the hiss of the static means no one has a damn thing to say. We just stare at our phones, we're glued to our hands. We're searching for friends, making overdue plans. 'Cause wherever we aren't, there's greener grass fading to gray. There must have been a point where we could have said no. We'd never be these people, we swore it not long ago. What if I don't grow up, I just grow old, a product of the clock. They just add 15% more and change the box. What if I don't grow up, I just grow colder, orbiting away. And the sun keeps shrinking with every passing day. So nobody's happy, the photos are shopped, and everybody's bumping and waiting for the drop, as if the beat is the only release from this American life. Anxious world that we're living in, and have gotten this far without giving in. But the shadows are tempting and haunt me and gnaw at my mind. 'Cause that instant gratification hasn't happened for me. And I'm spammed with little glimpses of all I'll never have or be. What if I don't grow up, I just grow old, a product of the clock. They just add 15% more and change the box. What if I don't grow up, I just grow colder, orbiting away. And the sun keeps shrinking with every passing day. With every passing day. What if I don't grow up, I just grow old, a product of the clock. They just add 15% more and change the box. What if I don't grow up, I just grow colder, orbiting away. And the sun keeps shrinking with every passing day. With every passing day. Thank you guys. I'm gonna move on. Play a song from our first album. This is I had to change this one a little bit because I wrote it on piano. I've only learned how to play guitar in the last 3-4 years. What's so moving about having taken part in these protests here in Los Angeles and seeing these protests all around the country and all around the world is that there's momentum, there is solidarity, and that the message of what we are trying to do and change has spread to groups of all ages, all ethnicities, religions, etc. I don't think there's ever been a as diverse a protest movement as what we're witnessing right now. Even though it is in the name of Black lives, it is supported by people everywhere. And that's so, so cool. And I wish we'd had more of that when Barack Obama was president. And this song is about how hard I feel like he tried to do some of the things we're fighting for now, but what happens when nobody stands up to help. The song's called Empty Room. I'm going to change the opening line to make the timestamp a little bit more fitting. At 10:30 a.m. today, a man stepped on the stage. His voice was calm and perfectly attuned. His speech was full of wisdom, not a trace of desperate rage, and he boldly spoken truths all afternoon, as if he was preaching to an empty room. Who knows if he believed the words that left his mouth? They clearly gave him meaning at the time. Perhaps he came to dread what he thought must be said, but silence would have hounded at his mind. He spoke of painful yesterdays as flawed but honest friends, pointed toward tomorrows yet to bloom. He called upon the present to be a time to make amends. But in the end, it seems he spoke too soon, for he was preaching to an empty room. To an empty room. To an empty room. They nod their heads too quickly, their smiles are too wide. You know when they don't really understand, and they don't even try, don't bother to ask why. That's what breaks and cripples any man. Room was simply silent, resoundingly austere. Theater and crowd were cloaked in gloom. Quietly he left the stage, guided by his fears. Now he questioned all he had assumed as he disappeared into the empty room. Oh, oh, oh. To an empty room. To an empty room. To an empty room. To an empty room. Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh, thank you. Just a reminder, every dollar that we donate today is going to Black Lives Matter. You can see, pointing in the right direction now, right? Yeah, right here. There's some tags for my personal Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. I will be donating all tips I receive to the Black Lives Matter GoFundMe that Rabotat Records has set up. Thank you to Nick and Alex for having me today. This is going to be a lot of fun. It already is. I'm going to play you an unreleased track. This pandemic has been very creatively clarifying for me, and I've managed to organize a lot of songs into 3 EPs and a full-length album that I'm hoping to get started on in the next 2 years. I'm already started on one with Nick of Rabotat Records, but this is from the full length. And I wrote this one when I drove out to LA playing solo shows and just noticed how people everywhere were struggling, no matter their location, their political beliefs, anything. The song's called We All Look the Same. Geometry has paved over the wild. There is no truth as straight as these two lanes. Land has been protracted into nothing. What was vibrant is now colorless and caged. All this space, no possibilities. All this time, no opportunities. We all look the same when we're dying, in this bland and frigid prison that we've made. Clouds have gathered like the world is ending. The blessed rains have yet to wash it clean. Commuted carve a scar across the continents, as if retracing steps might someday set us free. Too tired, stop, too proud to ask directions. Too scared to stay, too broke to pay for gas. We all look the same when we're dying, to break free from these leaden chains at last. They whispered in your ear when you were little, just do the work and you will find your place. But you're older now and that promise seems so brittle, as every atom of this burden your only fate. Cause you feel like you're a jester, not a martyr, and you're worried you're the hooker, not the John. We all look the same when we're dying. Independents pick the hill we're dying on. There are no true heroes, just the ones we make. There are no false idols, just the ones we break. We all look the same when we're dying, and so many of us die before we wake. Thank you. I'm going to play some piano now. Switch things up slightly. And I'm going to switch things up from a mood perspective, too. I know it's real hard to feel like we're in control right now. And this song is another unreleased tune about that feeling and how to appreciate it when you actually feel like you're okay. It's called I Think I'm Happy. I awoke today surprised that I could function. God knows the last few weeks have been so tough. I could walk and speak and think without much trouble. And for once, I might be good enough. I think I'm happy just to be some fucking guy. I think I'm happy just to be alive. I'm muddling through, but I can't recall when it just felt so good to be somebody, somebody at all. I used to think that nothing's short of holy. And I've always failed, but the floodgates never burst. I used to think this planet turned too slowly. Now I'm just glad the damn thing still works. Now I think I'm happy just to be some fucking guy. I think I'm happy just to be alive. I'm muddling through, but I can't recall when it just felt so good to be somebody, somebody at all. Someday I'll sit up straight in my chair. I won't drink and smoke and fuck myself dumb. But I have to say my escapades put a smile on my face. Sometimes it's fine to be a little numb. Oh, just a little numb. I'm happy just to be some fucking guy. I think I'm happy just to be alive. I'm muddling through, but I can't recall when it just felt so good to be somebody, somebody at all. Thanks. It's a silly little tune, right? This next tune is not so silly. I was in Boston when the Boston Marathon was bombed. And as you can imagine, that was quite a significant experience. And there were a lot of people in Boston that I knew who wrote about the triumph of coming together and keeping on running and that sort of sentiment. And that's all well and good, but there's something about the violence in America as a whole that really moved me and that I didn't want to forget. And what has happened in the last week and a half has brought that back to the forefront. The data apparently suggests that police killings have not gone down despite the fact that there is a pandemic going on and people are outside less, which is a really frightening statistic. And that made me think about this song again. This one's off of our most recent album. It's called The Loudness Wars. The song is called Last Week. The sidewalks are still scarred. The air is thick with a certain kind of silence. And eyes never meet. can't stop unraveling the violence. Strangers are polite, it's different, kinda nice. But it's unspoken now that something slowly smolders. And at the slightest sound, his neck snaps back around to find 100 other eyes looking over shoulders. I've never felt so lost just sitting in my room. So they hitch a ride in the schizophrenic night across the state line, fleeing mortal gloom. And they dance till they can't stand, and they sing till they can't speak, but their shadows move like puppets in a show. And when they lie in bed that night, so tightly intertwined, they're still naked in this world, it's still alone. The news vans have come and gone, each peal of laughter adds a splash of color. It's easier to smile as she catches the bus and tries to make that dollar. Last week has happened before, it will all happen again. Your shadow's gonna chase you till your dying day, but it hasn't happened yet, so soon enough she will forget. How many people always feel this way? Thanks. Back to guitar for a sec, and to another unreleased track. This one's about a crisis of a different sort. In the midst of all we've been through, it's easy to forget that just 9 months ago, California had rolling blackouts because we couldn't turn on our power lines without setting off wildfires. you could feel and smell the smoke in the air here in LA. And I wrote a song about that feeling. It's called October is Burning. Or October Burning. I'm still deciding whether or not the word is going to be in there. October is burning, the West has met its end. He's made all the connections, but could really use a friend. They cut a power in the darkest hour, it comes down to the wires. October is burning, and she's learning to live with fire. Says you look put together, but you can't just look around here. The smiles are all recycled, and the truth is just one more beer. They call the car to that dingy bar, he holds her the whole ride home. October is burning, no one wants to burn alone. Burn alone. October is burning, hangs outside the door. The think pieces declare no one can live here anymore. And he's not afraid to die, but can't admit he'd rather drown. How can she cut and run when there's no edge to this town? October is burning, October is burning, and it all starts burning when hopes dry up and turn to brown. They turn to brown. No, 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 no. All right, I'm gonna go old school again here. This next tune was on the first Drunken Logic record, which we put out in 2013. It was called Something New to Burn. And this song was about the financial crisis of 2008 and how much of Wall Street ended up getting away with murder in that instance. And we are now in the middle of an even worse economic crisis. And the major corporations have profited off of it with something to the tune of $500 billion again. So I'm angry again, not just for the Black Lives Matter movement, but for social inequity and income inequality in general. And so this song immediately came to mind for me. It's called Common Sense. Let's think of something that's really nothing at all. Young hunters and time to one who calls. The truth will be safely hidden behind the wall. As they line up to give us all of their common sense. Let's buy into the great games of today. All countries and countrymen will make a play. There's a chance that we may gamble our fortunes away. But for now we have no need for common sense. I'm popping the champagne. My bonus just came through, and I don't even know what I'm paid to do. Just let me see this coming. If you're watching cable news, you'll have to bear the bullshit that we've been feeding you. Our thrills may cause a national heart attack. We're broke but green with greed, and we'll be back. We'll write up a contract to put us back in black. That's written in blood and paid for in common sense. Just when you thought you had us, it's you who's in the red. And that sign outside your door means you're left for dead. We bar what's left of the left. They won't put up a fight. We can depend upon the sacrificial right. There's nothing we'll give up that can help you now. We'll take much more than should ever be allowed. We don't answer to Congress, not even to the White House. No, just the white lady and the God of common sense. Thank you. All right, switching back to piano for a sec. Yeah, this next song's off of our second album called Long Day's Journey to the Middle. Not quite so political this time, but it's about a lot of things. The song is called Gray. Sits alone in a room, cigarettes burn, wails along with the stars, waits for her turn. A 12-year-old girl with unwavering faith in her best days. And as she tries to pretend that he's not 24, she is losing her hair. It carpets the floor, and the strands of her dreams take an unassuming shape of lifeless gray. The world is so damn gray. $10,000 grand every month for the hole where he sleeps. The welcome mat at the door is his bachelor's degree. He stoically stumbles on, but at least twice a year his back will break. And as he lie on his bed, stare a hole in the ceiling, glare up at the damn thing till it starts disappearing. But he won't find the sky, just a shroud of that old familiar gray. The world is so damn gray. Have your mother and father lied to you this whole time? Were the textbooks you read less reason than rhyme? You can't recall when or why your well-traveled feet turned into clay. But chasing down part-time jobs has become your profession. You can blame the bad weather, chalk it up to depression. And you can choose greens and blues, but the color of truth was always green. So damn gray. Thanks, guys. It's been real fun playing for you. I still got 20 minutes. I don't know why I'm talking like this is over. So I've prepared a set list, but it looks like I'm a few songs too short. So I'm going to add in one. I mentioned earlier that I am working on an EP right now with the good folks at Rabotat Records. And that EP is being written and produced in a way that I don't totally know how I'm going to perform those songs live yet. But there's one that I think I can play for you right now. Both Nick of Rabotat and my good friend Alex Remnick are working on it with me right now. Yeah, I'm excited to I think this is a world debut that I saved for you guys. It's called I Believe in Gravity. somewhere over Greenland. It's crystal clear tonight. I've had hours with my thinking. It comes to me in the reading light. I'm pretty sure we don't all get what we deserve. But with a little luck, we end up where we're supposed to be. I believe in gravity. It's not that I'm afraid of falling. I'm scared that I already am. It's the steepest, sharpest angles that call to me to join the damned. And countless times I've peered over in my mind. But I don't lose my balance. I always seem to keep my feet. I believe in gravity. And if the lightning strikes while I'm 7 miles high, if the first shot in the next world war sends me tumbling from the sky, that's just my luck. It was a privilege just to fly. And I'll have my regrets, but I'll laugh until I plunge into the sea. I believe in gravity. Why, thank you. Yeah, I still got some time to kill on my set list, man. I'm gonna play a cover. I mentioned earlier that at the end of 2017, I moved out to California and I drove across the country playing solo shows. And a lot of that was where I started learning how to play guitar at all. And this was one of the first covers I really learned how to make my own, I feel like. It's by an artist called The Tallest Man on Earth. It's called Saggers. We were travelers so blind, went to where the world did end. It's 1,000 years till now, so this is when we walked away. play. And this sadness, I suppose, gonna haunt me to the ground, where I'm forced to find a still in a place you won't be round. Was I ever part of knowing, with your hands in mine? Little screams into the wonder, and I'll stick around. Come on. Ooh, come on. And so here I go again. Said I want my freedom, sure, but it's like the edge of all the dreams. In my life I needed more, and this madness, I suppose, gonna haunt me with a lie. I could drink until I sleep through all scarier times. Was I ever part of knowing, with your hands in mine? Little screams into the wonder, and I'll stick around. Come on. Ooh, come on. Now was I ever gonna be more than these savages in me? Now we could sing in the silence, but the silence tears. Now what is left to hear? It's not these numbness flickering life, no. It's not knowing there's deeper than dust, no. It's not believing in shadows that are gone, no. It's not knowing who's yet to see fire. No, it's just all this fucking doubt. Come on. Ooh, come on. In this sadness, I suppose, gonna hunt me to the ground, where I'm forced to find a still in a place you won't be round. Ooh. Cool. I got time for another cover, so I'm going to squeeze this one in. I've been on the real Jason Isbell kick for the last couple of years. His new album's great. This is an older tune of his called 24 Frames. This is how you make yourself known and nothing. Oh, you know what? I don't remember the lyrics. Give me 1 second. I'm that guy. There we go. This is how you make yourself vanish into nothing, and this is how you make yourself worthy of the love that you gave to you back when you didn't own a beautiful thing. And this is is how you make yourself call your mother. And this is how you make yourself closer to your brother. Remember him back when he was small enough to help you sing. You thought God was an architect, now you know he's something like a pipe bomb ready to blow. And everything you build that's all for show goes up in flames in 24 frames. This is how you see yourself floating on the ceiling, and this is how you help her when her heart stops beating. What happened to the part of you that noticed every change in wind? And this is how you talk to her when no one else is listening. And this is how you help her when the muse goes missing. You vanish so she can go drowning in a dream again. You thought God was an architect, now you know he's something like a pipe bomb ready to blow. And everything you built that's all for show goes up in flames in 24 frames. You thought God was an architect, now you know he's something like a black car ready to go. You made some new friends after the show, but you'll forget their names in 24 frames. In 24 frames. All right, back to the original stuff. I wrote this next song after a cultural leadership retreat at Berklee College of Music. And it's about how, despite our different experiences, our different qualities, sexualities, religions, ethnicities, whatever it might be, grief is grief is grief. Anger is anger is anger. And while somebody like me can't pretend to understand the African American experience in this country, I felt those same emotions. Not for the same reasons, not to the same magnitudes, but I have felt them. And that means that on some level, we have the shared experience of being human. And if we remember that, maybe we can get through these tough times together. This song is called This Side or the Other. Blossom and your arms may spread out wide, or they may cross your chest, protecting what's inside. And you can always cross your fingers, but don't ever tell yourself your hands are tied. Your hands are tied. For any glimmer in I may fade in time. That scar you wear may be a well-worn sign of wisdom, and the surest course may turn on a dime. Heads or tails, one one side or another. Your way amidst a crowd of people. You may find yourself alone one winter day, and you may search in vain for answers, but don't you ever hang your head and walk away. Don't walk away, for the lights left on for you won't always shine. Signs you read may point you in the wrong direction. There will be barricades across the broadest avenues, and we'll find ourselves on one side or another. Yes, we'll find ourselves on one side or another. Someday you'll find warmth again beside the fire. Through pain and doubt, you will learn and persevere. Someday brothers will again embrace their brothers, and I'll see you again on this side or the other. Yes, I'll see you again on this side or the other. All right, I squeeze in one more. This one is off of The Loudness Wars. It's the last song on it. I think of it as a political call to arms, as this moment should be. Thank you to Rabotat Records for having me, for Nick and Alex putting this all together. Please donate to Black Lives Matter, Campaign Zero, several other charities out there that are really worth your time. If you send to the tags over here, I'll be happy to make donations on your behalf for you. Thank you again for listening. This song's called Alone in America. There's supposed to be a horn section in it, and my voice is going to have to do. Alone in America, forever surrounded by yourself. It's painfully clear that this is just who she was always been. A living document, the meaning endlessly revised is not too big to fail. In these trying times you have to try singing whoo, whoo. Manifest destitute. This town is dying before her eyes. There's plenty of time to kill. Nothing on the points of interest sign. This great experiment fizzled out along the Great Divide. She cries with the Mississippi caterwauling catalyze, singing Here's the horn part. Ba da ba 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 da 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 da. Ba da ba 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 da 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 da. Ba da ba 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 da 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 da. Ba da ba 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 da 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 da. Pleading the fifth, the jack. The girl is not so innocent, working both sides of the aisle. When a new Congress is sworn in, have faith in a constitution. She's no damsel in distress to make a more perfect union. Baby, you gotta get undressed, singing alone in America, forever surrounded by herself. It's painfully clear that this is just who she has always been. Thanks, guys. My name is Jake. My band's called Drunken Logic. And please make donations to these tags here or to the link in the Facebook event and in the YouTube links. Thanks so much for having me, guys. Have a good day.